Many members of the public have a positive reaction when it comes to parkour, whether they are passing by, standing and watching, or even kicking you off. But there are certain members of the public that tend to take a more aggressive approach to our sport. But in 2019, two Scottish organisations came together to create a small, pocket-sized cards that would help freerunners understand their rights when training. Something they could use if questioned by the public, a landowner, a security guard, or even the police. So join me as we look at your right to the city. As many projects around 2018 and 19 did, it all started with the group Ukemi. They're most famous for their work on the youth urban games, the Ukemi card, which I have previously made a documentary about, and this, the movement cards. However, the story of the Ukemi card starts in 2013, a long time before Ukemi was created and before parkour was an official recognised sport. The idea for a legal aid for tracers and freerunners was raised at the 2013 Roots of Movement meeting. However, nothing was really done until 2014 when David Banks, a Ukemi founder, conceptualised the idea with Paul Sayer, a freelance filmmaker and parkour coach in Glasgow. From here, they worked with Gordon Sang and Hedge Hall from Access Parkour in Edinburgh to create a small pocket-sized card that would inform freerunners of the laws which surround training parkour in Scotland. The very first draft of the movement card was technically Gordon's 10,000 word essay for his law degree, which looked at the topics of the movement card in incredible detail. However, this went no further, and in 2019, Ukemi restarted the project with Gordon, who is this time under the banner of Parkour Outreach, to create cards not just for Scotland, but for countries all over the world. But before they could go global, they decided it was best to sort out the issues close to home first. And with the Scotland card complete, they moved on to movement cards for England, Northern Ireland, and Wales. To make this possible, they reached out to the governing body Parkour UK, who made this part of their Development Associates programme. Their Development Associates, Hugo Knowles, Sam Strickson and Matt Hinchley, spoke to Gordon and Alex May of Serious Play Parkour to discover the exact aims of the cards and why they were so important to the community. After this, the DA team released a survey to the UK parkour community to get as many views as possible on the situation of training parkour in public spaces. The survey brought to light that almost half of the regularly practicing community didn't actually know their legal rights when training parkour. And it also highlighted the top issues that most freerunners face on a day-to-day basis. With the survey complete, all that was left was for Alex to provide insightful information on the laws in England, Wales, and Northern Ireland, and then for the cards to be printed and available for freerunners to use. The method was similar but not the exact same for the rest of the countries that the movement cards were made for, New Zealand and Finland. So this may sound all fine and dandy, but how do you actually use a movement card? Well, first off, it is not a get out of jail free card. If you're on a rooftop or trespassing or somewhere where you are definitely not supposed to be, the card is useless to you. However, it will come in handy if you are training in a public space. For example, with the Scotland card, if I'm out training and someone approaches me and has a go at me because I'm on private property, because of the information on the card, I can confidently state that if the landowner has made the land accessible to the public, then I have a right to be there under the 2003 Right to Roam Act. Now obviously this by itself won't do. I'll have to explain that I'm training parkour, I'm not being a nuisance, I'm doing it responsibly, etc, etc. But by having a little card with just the right amount of legal information on it, I'm more than likely to win the argument. However, as stated on their website, this information helps promote positive parkour and is not officially legal advice. Unfortunately, due to lack of funding, there are currently no plans for any new movement cards to be created. However, Ukemi and Parkour Outreach have both stated that they would consider creating some more if they were approached by someone with appropriate funding or the means to get some. Now, if you're watching this thinking, okay, great, where can I get one of these movement cards? I want one right now. Well, that's a bit of a problem. There's a few floating around, but they are not available to buy or acquire brand new. If you are interested, please go to the movement card website, go to the email address, and contact them through that, and they may be able to help. Even if the cards are not available, the information that is on them is available on the website in slightly more detail. So the information is still there. You just might not be able to pick up a card. Thank you for watching this documentary on the movement cards from Ukemi and Parkour Outreach. Make sure you don't miss my next controversial video, as you'll find out why parkour competitions actually work. See you around.